Good morning and welcome back to my kooky kitchen. We're going to be doing some more individual freezer meals. And yes, I was going to do taquitos, but however, I don't have as much turkey as I thought I had. So I don't have enough to actually do what I wanted to do. So instead, we're still going to make our own refried beans. We're going to do some rice-a-roni, some Spanish rice. I got chicken pieces here, and I am going to be seasoning them with a new season we got. Pollo asado. I'm going to coat the chicken pieces really good, and we're just going to bake the chicken. So let me get to that. Our chicken is seasoned. That was really easy and really quick. And I'm going to move on to the other parts of our freezer meals. I'm going to stick these in my preheated oven at 350 until they're done. I think last time it was closer to an hour before they were done. But I'll start checking them around 45 minutes. All right, I'm going to get started on making my homemade pinto beans. I've got our homegrown onions that we chopped. And I've got some dehydrated jalapenos that I'm going to saute together before I put the beans in there to cook for a good part of the day. The beans have already been soaking, so let me get started. The jalapenos that were dehydrated, I've just used my little, I think it's a coffee bean grinder, just to grind it down pretty much, and hopefully I have about a tablespoon there. Seeds and all. We like things a little bit spicy, and so far it has not been spicy when I've done this, so we'll see. Our beans are in, and I put in 7 cups of water. I don't have any chicken broth, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't have any beef broth, so I'm just going to do water. You can use a broth to give it a little bit more flavor, but when this gets a little bit warmer, I'm going to start adding seasonings. All right, while we have the beans started, we're going to start on our rice-a-roni. I was melting the butter for it, and I turned the knob the wrong way and had it on high. So basically, I am just going to follow the box recipes, and I may, let's see, it says simmer 15 to 20 minutes until rice is tender. I will probably do 15 minutes so that when we microwave it to reheat it, it can kind of finish up. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see. When we go to eat these, we will see if this works. I may have to do 2 boxes. I'm not quite sure on the amount that I need. So I guess I'll just start working through it and add to it as I go until I use up what I need to use up, or I don't have room in my freezer for any more meals until I use something else, I guess. All right, let's get started on this, and then we'll move on to the taquitos. Our rice came to a boil. Now we are reducing to simmer, and I'm going to simmer 5 minutes less than what the box says. I hope this works. It's time for me to season my beans. And I do kind of taste throughout and add more. Oh, that's not pepper, that's still, I don't want that. I'm gonna have pepper, garlic powder, salt, cumin, probably only a teaspoon of this, maybe a teaspoon and a half of salt, garlic powder, and pepper. I think our beans are done. I'm just gonna do a quick taste test to see if I need to add more seasonings. And then I'm gonna get out my immersion blender, you know, the stick blender thing, and I'm gonna mash up some of those beans to make them into refried beans without actually refrying. I started to do the immersion blender, but they're a little too soupy. So I have it on high, I have the lid off, and I wanna cook some moisture out of it. So I did 7 cups for a bag of beans, you know, maybe do 6. Really, every time I do it, I do this differently, and the beans turn out differently every single time. Sometimes I have to add water or broth to it in the middle of cooking. So you're just going to need to keep an eye on it. Unless you've got a tried and true recipe that works every time. Mine, not so much. I just kind of wing it. And our beans are done. They'll keep thickening as they cool. We like some chunks of beans, not a lot. The onions certainly cannot be seen anymore. Oh, and the jalapenos I put in there, these got some kick to them. We're going to love it. So I'm going to let this cool, and then we're going to move on to the next step. The chicken is done. It smells so delicious. All right, so I'm going to let it cool completely. Going to load up our individual freezer meal trays. I'm trying to talk too fast, sorry. And I'm going to freeze them overnight. Tomorrow I'll put on the plastic wrap, label them, and we're good to go. I'm like, look, I did take a little bite to make sure it was done. Sorry. It's done. So that's it, folks. That's another individual freezer meal. And I do believe it's all going to freeze really well. And it's going to be really good when we take it out and heat it up. Thanks for spending time with me. This is Tina at the Kooky Kitchen. I love cooking and playing with my food. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up before you go. Subscribe so you can see the next kooky thing we try to do. Share, comment below, and if you make freezer meals, tell me what you do. I am still in the process of learning. This is a learning journey for me. So thank you for spending time here, and I'll see you next time here at the Kooky Kitchen.